are live. I'm Savage Squishy86, and we are continuing our live stream playthrough of Resident Evil Remake Jill Normal Run. And I have an amusing thing to express and explain. So, well, you will be probably remiss to details of certain materials that I will now have in my possession and ones I do not. I, like a foolish noob, overwrote the original game save. I was playing Chris on hard difficulty, and I unfortunately overwrote Jill Valentine's game and essentially had to start a brand new Jill game right from scratch. So, thankfully, I was remiss on the idea that maybe I could probably get myself to a better state, so I effectively did in so many words, but essentially that is what happened. I ended up having to do the game completely from scratch, but I remembered enough to know to stop exactly where I did in the previous stream before I saved and ended the stream. So we essentially have made our way right back to the cabin of the residence, greenhouse, dormitory, whatever you want to call it. We are there. We have the control room key, and we have the essentials of what we needed to basically head further into the residence to solve the instance of the Plant 42 issue, as well as find the helmet key to progress further with the mansion's other locked areas. So, we haven't missed anything, but I had to sort of make up for 2 hours of time that I had lost because of a misstep on my part. So, but that being said, that's where we're going to leave it, and that's where we're going to pick it up from. So, when we last left off, technically, essentially, is pretty much where we are now. We are at the residence. We have the control room key to gain access to the Aqua Ring, and after running into Barry, who is apparently talking to himself, we essentially have the means to gain access to the Aqua Ring now. So we're gonna go ahead and head directly into the fray of getting this next section completed. Drop off the ink ribbons, and you don't really need your weapons equipped at this point, but you will be in a solid state all the same. We have health items, we have resources, we have weaponry. We won't really need a lot of it where we're going. So, as soon as you've left the storage room, you're going to head into the corridor here and clamber over the boxes to avoid the snaring roots of Plant 42 and proceed ahead. I thought it was a real screwed up thing. I didn't realize until it was too late. And I must have did it last night when I was asleep or half tired. So that partly is, I have to take full responsibility for that. That was my mistake, and unfortunately I paid for it today because I lost 2 hours of possible time I could have spent streaming, making up for my mistake. So, but entering the 002 room where we originally had uncovered Barry basically talking to himself, supposedly. We're going to push these bookcases back and out of the way and head down the ladder into the basement level, leading to the aquamarine area. The aquarium area, the aqua ring, the aquamarine, whatever you want to call it. That's essentially where we're going. So, heading down here into the sub-level of this residence will be pretty evident. Straightforward right away. You want to just basically do what we did with Chris, and that's make a bridge to get to the other side of this flooded area. So push these boxes down. 1. And 2. I hope everyone had a good Friday night. I watched a movie and called it an early bird, and that was that. I also did some cooking, so I wanted to play last night, but unfortunately I just wasn't motivated. I wanted a hot meal, a movie, and an early bedtime, so that's what I got. So now push this third box all the way down, and we'll get right into the area now with the bridge made effectively, and make our way through it. Now make your way across and grab the one green herb, depending on you know, and then head down into the water. Now, obviously, Richard has already been dispatched by the giant snake, the yawn, so we will not have the problematic issue of encountering any such traps here with Jill. But we still will have the potentials of threat with the sharks quickly rocketing through the waters and immediately approaching us to devour us. So immediately just keep it moving. You may get bit, you may not. We'll see how good you are with mobility and evading these little bastards. But the small sharks on the surface up here will take a small bite, but the one you really want to be concerned with is the big giant Neptune giant shark below us that you can see just out of camera shot. If you stay in one spot for too long, he will come up and snatch your ass right off the catwalk and devour you. So use the control room key, then discard it, and then head into the control room. Send the ladder. If you grabbed a few things that are pretty much lying around here, the first most obvious one is going to be the first aid case right around the corner here. Go ahead and open it. And mix it with the existing green herbs. Head over here and grab the Aqua Ring map on the wall. Take a look at the blueprint here. Caution, in case of drop in oil pressure, open valve number 1. You always want to check this because essentially it will change randomly. If you try to press the same button, it'll basically be a totally different one altogether. So you want to check it every time when you play it. Now we're going to try to drain the water, which is obviously going to get screwed up because of the sharks' bullshit.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
So remove the safety lock. Try to use the pressure lock. And that will require you to change the oil pressure leak, which will reset everything. So,
reaching 30% of pressure threshold.
Relieve the safety lock again. Lower the safety shield. And that will secure our safety. And now we can drain the water. Asshole shark. Now after we've drained the water, effectively we'll be able to head out through the bulkhead door over here leading into the area. Otherwise, if it was still filled, you wouldn't be able to enter this door because the water pressure is keeping the door shut. So, upon entering here, head on into the right and grab the shotgun shells among the debris here. Now the same thing will happen, much like with Chris, it will happen with Jill. Attempting to grab the key, the shark will attack and smash the framework, knocking the key into the water, and essentially changing his position. So if you try to enter the water, he will eat you completely right from the jump. So what you want to do is push the control console into the water, and then turn it on to fry his ass. With the shark dead, you can now enter the water safely and head over there and grab the key for the gallery. Now retreat back to the original passage that we took to get out here into the lab's aqua ring main floor. We will be making a return trip here, though. Bear that in mind. So, if you do leave something behind, or you forget something, don't worry. You'll be making a return trip back here to use V-Jolt to kill the root. Inside this passage, grab the speed loader magnum rounds here on this box, and then head up and around and climb the ladder, taking you up and out of the aqua ring basement level. Unlock the door, head on through. Now we are going to pay a visit. We'll use the gallery key, but we're going to be paying a visit to the storage room and dropping off a few of these things, most notably the shotgun shells, the herbs, and the magnum speed loader as well. But before we do that, we're going to use this key to unlock the door and then discard it. Matter of fact, let's take another. Let's go in here and do one little piece of work. We're gonna grab the bug insecticide spray so we can dispatch them. We'll also grab the magazine here, as well as the red herb down here as well. Obviously, we will be beset by bees, so do not worry. If you get stunned and poisoned, don't worry about it. That's essentially not something we need to concern ourselves with. We'll be dealing with them soon enough. Grab the insecticide spray from the body, and then double back and head through the door. Run over here, use the insecticide spray to basically just kill the bugs and the hive itself predominantly, so that we can basically go in there and get the key later on. So once we get in here, climb up over the boxes. A pain in the ass, but you want to do it because then you won't get snatched by the fucking vines of Plant 42. So once you get in here, drop off all the resources you're going to probably not need for the future. So what are we not? Well, we're not going to need our magazines. We are going to take the red book. We're not going to need the green herbs. We're not going to need shotgun shells. We're not going to need the magnum shells, and we're not going to need the red herb. Now, probably I know probably this is probably not normally what people would be doing with an unknown number of considerations into account with, what threats we'll probably be facing. But it's a relevant matter altogether in that regard because we're going to be paying a visit first to the room to get the V-Jolt report, use the red book to open up the way to Plant 42's room. We cannot use the double doors because Plant 42 is essentially blocking them, so we can't really open those doors. So we need to use the secret passage door that will take us through to Plant 42's room that is inside room 003. And that's the only way we can get into the room. So upon entering the room, head over here, and we are going to use the key code for the door. Now, if I remember correctly, it is going to be 5, 3, 6. There we go. That will solve that puzzle. That essentially will give us access to the room to mix V-Jolt. But to get that started, we need to get the V-Jolt report. Get the V-Jolt report, we're going to need this residence key of 003. Good afternoon, viewer. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good morning or lunch, depending on which you are pretty much on board for. Use the key and discard it. You won't need that now. Take the white book, which will essentially be the V-Jolt report we want. And you gotta take the chemical, you gotta take the red book, and you gotta pretty much solve this puzzle here. Switch them around. And that will solve the puzzle. The door will essentially slide over and open up for you. Welcome, Russell. You're always noticed, brother. I wish people would say hello more often. I'd like to meet my viewers. They're shame. Everybody's so shy. I'm not Hannibal Lecter. I'm not going to eat your liver. Say hello. How are you doing, brother? Ah, excellent. Yeah, I woke up this morning at 6. I had an early bed last night. I was tired. Had a good meal, watched a movie, and then I crashed out. So once we have V-Jolt the V-Jolt report in our possession, Jill can mix the chemicals to make V-Jolt. So essentially, we're just going to go in here and get started right on that. So we're going to need mostly the glass jars that will be in here. I think there's 5 you could pick up, maybe 6. So let's see if we can find them. There's 4 of them there. I think 4 is all we can pick up, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So go ahead and collect UMB3. Go ahead and collect Yellow 6. Go ahead and get some water. Now, if you're really having a hard time with the chemical mixtures or the compounds, whatever, you pretty much will have the indications here. There's something written on the wall. 1 plus 3 equals 4, 4 plus 6, 1 plus 3 equals 4, 4 plus 6 equals 10, 1 plus 6 is 7, yada, yada, yada. So, basic arithmetic. So, go ahead and mix 3 with water to get 4, mix 4 with 6 to get 10. Check it again. Ha! yellow 6 again. I kind of like how they actually made it a little bit more complex, but they kind of also made it a little bit more simple too. Because in the previous game, yellow 6, you actually made from mixing UMB 4 and 2 together. So make UMB yellow and water to be 7, then combine 7 and 10 to be 17, and then 17 and 3 to be Jolt. And that will conclude that little mystery. So now we're going to head out, and we're going to retreat back to the Aqua Ring to use this chemical. This will effectively put Plant 42 boss right out of the equation right away. Now, typical to what you would have expected, it will only neutralize it within the first phase, essentially. However, Barry will show up and save Jill again with the use of a flamethrower in his possession. So that will pretty much finish V-Jolt. V-Jolt, Plant 42. V-Jolt will essentially do the first stage of the kill, and then Barry will finish the job with his flamethrower. So, we obviously can't go back the way this way because essentially the water has dropped and the crates have been dropped to the lower level. So we need to make the long way around through the control room where we drain the water and take the ladder up. So retreat back here to the ladder and descend into the storage area that is below. And then make your way into the control room to your right as soon as you enter this room. But you know, actually, it's funny. But I actually I had to redo the games. I had to replay it from the beginning with Jill because I actually accidentally last night I was half asleep. I was getting tired, and I accidentally overwrote Jill's game with my hard playthrough with Chris. And I actually had to make up for 2 hours of time this morning, waking up, getting myself back to the stable point of where we left off last night with Jill's playthrough. It was a stupid mistake, and that's what I get for playing the game half tired. But that's what happened. I actually overwrote the old game, and yeah, I had to get myself back there. It was a fuck up of epic proportions. The kind of fuck up you would make if you were a noob, not a veteran player of the game. So it was a huge kick in the nuts. So as soon as you enter this room, the root, I'm surprised this thing doesn't attack you, but it doesn't. But you're going to use Vigil on this thing, and that thing will shrivel up and shrink into the ceiling. So the bottles will essentially no longer be of value, so you can throw them away. And as you can see, this room doesn't have anything inside. This is predominantly the only thing you will do in this room. In easier difficulties, you can find shotgun shells, and maybe even some healing a healing herb, maybe. But that is strictly for very easy and easy only. Otherwise, there's really no reason to really do it. It only wants Chris. I really wish we could use Vigil with Chris's playthrough, but I still have yet to find any indicator that allures to Rebecca being able to craft Vigil. You know, in the OG version you could, but in the remake I have yet to find anything that indicates that that's possible, which is a wasted opportunity in my opinion. I mean, I kind of like what the OG version did, where it gives you multiple different ways to play the game based on your decisions you make. So, you know, hey, what are you going to do? So once you've dispatched the root of Plant 42, we can now effectively enter the room of Plant 42. We do not need to bring any health items. We do not need to bring any firepower. It will pretty much be strictly a cutscene event where Jill will be attacked, and Barry will save her, killing Plant 42, and effectively giving us the means to get the helmet key and get out of the residence. At this point, there's nothing really much else we need to do after that. We just head right back to the mansion. So, Jill is, in my opinion, perhaps a character who gets the easiest ride when it comes to remake. When it comes to the remake, because there's just so many facets that she has in her favor that Chris does not have. The most obvious is the additional pockets for inventory, getting the shotgun early without having to solve the trap, getting the bazooka or grenade launcher from Forrest, being able to use V-Jolt to kill Plant 42, and just overall, just a much faster pace of productivity. So I don't even think we'll get to 3 parts with this one. Chris took 3 parts, but if I keep my pace, who knows? Maybe I'll get to 2 parts. We'll see. Because I mean, we were already pretty much wrapping up shop with this business. Let me check one thing first. Okay, so yeah, we can just head right in, and the action will take care of itself. So. As you can see, Plant 42 will start to die, and it will look like everything's okay. But it isn't.
What the hell is this thing?
Barry!
Jill!
It'll grab him too. Burn that son of a bitch. And that will kill Plant 42.
I thought it was finished.
Yeah.
Went down the wrong tube.
That was close. Thanks again.
Don't mention it.
That's twice now. You
What
saved your
was
bacon.
that? What the hell's going on in this place?
But once that scene is concluded, head over to the fireplace, and you can evidently and clearly see a really ridiculously sized animation of a key. I mean, that thing is bigger than her hand. So grab the key, then have one last conversation with Barry.
Barry.
Something about that mansion still bothers me. But I think I'll stay here a little longer. We should split up again and investigate.
All right.
So once you've gotten the key, just make your way out to the double doors now that are now unlocked, not blocked anymore by Plant 42's tendrils or vines. And then head left, and we will run into Wesker.
Wesker.
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say.
I apologize. It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
I understand. Anyway, it's good that you're safe.
Did you notice? Barry, he sounded a little flaky.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I'll keep a close eye.
Maybe it's quite natural under these circumstances. It's not really our standard operation. Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
I agree.
There are still rooms in that mansion we can't get into because they're locked up. I've been looking for ways to...
Okay, if there's anything, I'll go back to the other mansion.
I'm counting on you.
So once we have that little cutscene, we obviously know where we need to go now. It's basically back to the other mansion, obviously. So now we can actually navigate through here without having to climb over these boxes. Go over here and grab the blue herb. And then we're going to head into the storage room and take a few things with us. So the first thing we're going to do is drop off our handgun because we're not going to really need that. But we will take the self-defense gun. We will take the Magnum revolver. We will take one healing herb. More importantly, a mixed herb, so that we can actually have a little bit of a poison defense in the event, God forbid, we get bit by a fucking snake on the way back to the mansion. That is strongly likely with Jill more than Chris. For whatever reason, there's 2 or 3 snakes that are well camouflaged, coiled up, waiting for you to come forward, and then they launch out and they bite you. So, very hard to spot them, because you're constantly moving. You've got snakes dropping behind you as you're running through that path. So head on into here, and you will get a cutscene on the radio. Right here.
This is Brad. Come in, Stars Alpha Team. Come in.
Excuse me.
This is Jill.
Does anybody hear me?
I hear you, Brad. Over.
Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Respond. I repeat, this is Brad.
Brad? Brad!
This is Brad. If you can't answer me, somehow give me a sign.
Jill to Brad. Can you hear me? Brad! Brad! Shit. It's broken.
So once you've just gotten through that area, we're going to head back through this area. What was once crows here will now be replaced by dogs. So you'll have one directly to your right here. The second you go close enough, he'll immediately get up and probably be aggressive. Yeah, he'll be aggressive. Immediately bolt it for the elevator and just take it up. We'll dispatch the dogs when we come back here later on to use the battery to gain access to the underground cave system. Now here's where the tricky part comes with getting bit by this fucking snake. So you'll have 3 or 4, maybe 5 of them. You got one over here on the left, you got another one over here on the right. As you can see, they both launched out, and luckily for me, I didn't get bit. But you got one on the left that snaps out at you, and then you got one in the other corner that snaps out at you. So you kind of need to get lucky and get through that sweet spot between them where they're just out of reach out of both of them. Not very easy to do, but very doable if you have a little luck on your side. If they do bite you, there's a chance you'll get poisoned. There's a chance you won't get poisoned. It's really kind of depends on, again, a little bit of luck. I've had instances where I've been bitten and I didn't get poisoned, and then I have instances where I've been bitten and I did get poisoned. So it's kind of like spiders. You know, sometimes they poison you, sometimes they don't. But entering here, you'll come into the area here, and that will basically give you first aid spray. Here on the floor, grenade shells, explosive in nature, over here on the floor, and a battery for your stun gun as well. Check the note on the wall, and it'll say, use this thing to protect yourself from that bulletproof thing in chains. I went ahead and fixed that piece of crap door too. Barry. So, we're going to go ahead and equip our self-defense gun. This is probably the best. It's a one-time shotter, but it's ironic how this tiny little thing drops a hunter, because it's pretty much got the shot power of a Magnum. It's a 350. It's a 22 shell, but it might as well be a Magnum shot because it almost every time is a guaranteed instant kill for a hunter. So head down the hall, and we'll get the cutscene of the hunter coming. Evade it. Drop it. So, obviously Barry has fixed the door now, so that's okay for us, because we're going to go through the door back when we're going to open that other door with the helmet key, but we got to drop off some stuff. Get Magnum ready. ready for the hunter to jump down from the second floor. And when it's back to you, blast them. Oh, you fucker. Get back, buddy. Will that drop him? I did finish him. Good. Shame we wasted a shell, but I didn't expect him to jump up and crash down on top of us. So once you've dispatched those two hunters, that will take care of them as a threat in this existential area. Let's put away some of these herbs, though. We'll take one of the triple green herbs with us. And we'll take a handgun, the helmet key, and we'll go ahead and take those magnum shells with us as well. Actually, no. Let's put the magnum shells away. We got plenty of firepower right there. Want to save some shells for when we go to the underground area as well. I mean, you can ultimately go to your assault shotgun or your grenade launcher, because you're going to have plenty of both when you get to the tail end of the game. I guarantee it. But the Magnum is still our best go-to for dropping a hunter. I think hunters are also vulnerable to acid shells from the grenade launcher. Maybe it takes 2 of them. Explosive shells, I think it takes 2 of them. Oh, we can't open the door. Oh, that's right. We can't open this door with the helmet key. I keep forgetting. I'm still thinking OG Resident Evil, and I keep forgetting. Yeah, we can't open the door with the helmet key in this one. So, all right, never mind. Let's get back to the other area. Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna have some hunters probably in this hallway. I actually did a little bit better job dodging and avoiding some zombies when I was replaying the game up to this point. We may not have any hunters. Let's see. I know we definitely would have a crimson head in the next hallway if we don't go into that one, but thankfully we're not going that way. So we're going to use our handgun. We're going to clean up some hunters in this area, though. Let's go ahead and deal with these 2 hunters in this balcony of the second floor dining room first. Go ahead and heal if you need to. Gel's going to take a little bit more in the way of damage regardless, so it doesn't really matter what you do at that point. Drop the hunter, and that should be enough to kill him. Bang. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Now we'll take our leave back to the mansion main hall again, because I really wanted to use the green herb, which I pretty much was sure that I was going to take damage from the hunter anyway. But we're going to go down here and use the helmet key to unlock the other door neighboring to the art gallery room. Now you will have obviously a zombie in the back end of this area that we'll deal with. But beyond that, that is pretty much all you will encounter. So grab the file here, which we obviously know is part of George Trevor's diary. Head in and around over here. Grab the ink ribbons from the drawer. Take those. And then back here, we will have the chest, jewelry box we need with the brooch in it that we need. And then also we have the green herb. Once the zombie gets close enough, blow his leg off. Let that bastard crawl around. Grab the green herb, grab the dagger off the floor, and grab the jewelry box. By blowing off the zombie's leg, that's actually another unique way of actually preventing him from becoming a Crimson Head. If it doesn't kill him outright, essentially you could aim up to blow his head off. But me, I have success with blowing off their legs as well, with the shotgun and with the handgun. Ironically, as well. I'm sure you recall from the previous stream, before it was overwritten, I actually shot a zombie's leg off with the handgun in the stairwell of the second floor east wing. That was in the first part of this video. So, but with that being said, we pretty much have opportunity now to go drop off some resources. So let's do that. We could take the balcony outside, but there are some hunters out there, so we're going to avoid that. If you were really desperate, though, and you're hurting for health, which, let's be honest, you're not. If you really are, though, hurting for health and you're playing us on hard difficulty, just remember, there's also the planter box outside with those hunters with green herbs inside. So, if you're needing to be healed, take the risk. So, heading into this area now, head down the stairs. And go ahead in here and drop off a few things. Mainly the jewelry box for the moment, as well as the ink ribbons and the green herb. Actually, we're going to swap the green herb, in fact, for... Oh, we got a red herb right here, so we'll mix these and we'll take the double green herb right here instead. So let's mix them. Go ahead and find the magazines for your handgun and reload it, and then just put the handgun away. We're not going to need it for a little while. We'll take the handgun magazine with us, though, because I believe we'll be getting our hands on some handgun magazine in the upstairs study or sitting room, if you want to call it that, with the deer head and buffalo head. Part of the jewel puzzles we need to solve, obviously. Won't need our weapon equipped for this job, so go ahead and put that away. And use the helmet key to unlock this room here. So upon entering the room, obviously you will not be able to grab these gemstones quite yet. Oh, we got grenade launcher shells. Okay. Over there, we will have a dagger. Grab the mail to the security chief. Grab the dagger. Defense weapon. Go ahead and push these boxes into their respective destinations. And then we're going to head over here and turn off the lights. And we're going to make our way over and grab the yellow gem first. And then we will do the same with the red gem in the deer head on the opposite side of the room. And that will solve that piece of work. Now, upon entering the hallway again, head back to the storage room and have that red gem available to get the emblem key outside of the box. Go and put the shells away. I think we could actually swap those out, but I think what I'll do is I'll use the grenade launcher. Because, yeah, we're not gonna... I want to use those up so that I can actually put in the explosive shells. So once we use the red gem, we'll assemble the puzzle of the emblem of the Spencer family crest emblem. And that will take care of that, which we will get the brooch, which we'll find turns into a key. Now have your grenade launcher ready, and we'll deal with these 2 hunters that will crash our party when we go through this hallway with the window. First one will be immediate, right there. Yeah, acid shells work great against the hunters, including in the Resident Evil 3 remake. They were also a vulnerability. They're pretty spot on with success, but you know, if you do have the same situation like we have with the Magnum, just grab your shotgun out. 1 shell should do the job of finishing them. If it doesn't, if the first grenade shot don't do the job, 1 shotgun blast in addition to it will do it. So, enter this hallway, and we're going to use the yellow gemstone now to solve the tiger eye statue. And inside we will find one of the many discs that we need. Now I'll take a quick look at our map and just keep tabs on where we have unlocked. So obviously the first floor on the east wing is essentially where we need to use that 1 key to gain access to the office. That is essentially 1 destination. Over here on the 2nd floor, east wing, we also have the last door for the helmet key to unlock. So essentially our destination is going to be the east wing as it stands right now. So we'll make our way back there through the dining area first. So immediately get out of the tiger room and head through this passage here, cut through Kenneth's hall, cut through the dining room, descend the main hall stairs, and make your way back to the east wing. You could take 1 of 2 routes. You could take the east wing stairwell all the way up and around, or you could cut through the graveyard, the mural door, and then make your way through the art room. Either or, it doesn't matter. I think I'll take the art room door because it is a bit shorter in terms of distance. Just be wary that in harder difficulties, you may encounter some hunters out here. So, just bear that in mind. Now, upon returning to this corridor here, we're going to use the emblem key to open the door to the office. Discard it after you've used it and head inside. Over here on the left, you can't see anything, but you obviously can see that there's a battery there. We need to turn the light on first before we can collect anything. Over here will be the metal object that we need. Along with it, also over here will be another stun battery for your stun gun. And I think in the shell, in one of these drawers, will be shotgun shells. There, on the left. And that will pretty much conclude everything you need here. The metal object is really the goal of what we want, essentially, to get to our get us out of the mansion through the sub-level. So now that we have those items in pertain, we're going to head to the storage room and then head to the 2nd floor and use the helmet key 1 last time. So drop off the system disk. Drop off the shotgun shells. Why am I grabbing the grenade rounds for? I don't know. Go ahead and drop off the Magnum, because we're not going to need that for a little while. But we will take the handgun. We will take the handgun ammo. Drop off the metalwork. Grab the helmet key. Obviously, we're going to take that. And then we're going to take the fuel canteen, and we're also going to take the lighter. Leave the green herbs behind. We're not going to really need those. And we're going to save our game. Essentially, this will be not a mistake I'm going to repeat. So I'm taking the grenade launcher with me because I want to use up those acid shells and get them unloaded so I can use them for something else. So save the game, and we're going to head right for the second floor and use this helmet key to get to our next area. You know what, actually, I'm not going to take the lighter and the canteen because we're not going to come through this area again. There's going to be some zombies that we're going to need to drop. So we'll probably take preliminary measures to not let them be a problem. I think what I will do is take the napalm shells, because napalm shells, while effective against regular enemies, these can be very effective against not just killing zombies, but it will also burn them just like you would if you would use kerosene. So it is a handy little thing to have them specifically for that instance. So essentially we can pretty much, avoid having to do it any other way. So we'll get rid of the spiders in question with the acid shells. And on top of that, we can free up the grenade launcher to load them with napalm shells as well. And we got the helmet key used yet again. Oh, don't forget, we have to kill the giant snake as well, so don't forget that. Actually, we won't be using it. I take it back. I completely forgot about the giant snake. So we won't be we'll be holding on to this helmet key for just a little bit longer, but that's okay. That is A-okay. So push this little statue all the way down. And once you've gotten the farthest way down, double back and then go back around the other side. And this is going to be where we want to press the switch and then run back the way we came. Heading into there. And start pushing the statue back over here. And that will solve the puzzle. Head inside. To your left there will be a dagger. Take it. Equip your grenade launcher and drop down to the ground below in the hole. And then grab the Doom book as well. Then you will have George Trevor's diary with the gravestone. Press the switch and then descend the hidden ladder leading down. As soon as you enter here, immediately dispatch this. Oh wow, I didn't miss. I missed a shot. Oh, you got pretty much poison there. So that's okay. No big deal. We got some poison. We got some poison blue herbs in the area too. So dispatching that dispatching the spider there will do us some good. And then we'll load the shells into the grenade launcher for the other zombies in the area we'll be dealing with. Grab the shotgun shells. Read up our inventory for the additions of the other shotgun shells, so killing the spiders. Don't need to do it. I'm doing it for fun. So if you don't, just run through the area as fast as you can. Here we have a blue herb and a red herb. Go ahead and take them, but you're going to need to use the blue herb right away. Now that will cure us of our poison, which is great. Grab the red herb, and now we will basically dispatch these zombies. Dickhead. Grab the dagger here on the floor. Reload your gun. Now, we're not going to come back here again, so just make damn sure that you grab everything. The dagger, the herbs, and the magazine that will likely be over there around the corner. Then reconnect the power supply to the elevator down here in the basement level so that we can gain access to the second floor from the kitchen. Over here, there will be a magazine. Grab it. And then we're going to unlock the door and head on through. Now, I'm not sure if there'll be 1 or 2 zombies here, so we're going to see in a second. So obviously we have just the 1 zombie, so we're going to drop him with a grenade launcher. This will burn him and kill him at the same time. So that will no longer be a problem for us to contend with in the foreseeable future. Now, what we are going to do is you can pretty much decide if you want to go back to the storage room on the first floor here in the West Wing, or we can take the elevator down. I'm going to take the elevator down because we can essentially not take it down, but take it up, and then we can essentially open up another path and dispatch the 2 zombies in the 1 corridor that we run into in the very early of the game that we otherwise have not killed yet. But we have the flame shells now for the grenade launcher to do it. So upon entering this area, you will obviously have this zombie here, which we're going to burn. And that will take care of him. Grab the green herb here, mix it with the other red herb. We'll be back for the other one here pretty soon. Dodge him, and then run around the corner here, unlock this door. This is what we want. We'll be coming back here, so don't sweat it. Alright, now we actually had this grid. We have this one. Burn him. That takes care of him. This zombie as well will be here, but he's obviously wobbled off into the other direction, but this is why we are coming back here. We're going to drop off a few items, make our way up and around. More importantly, though, is we're going to get ourselves geared up to take down the snake now. We're in position to take down the snake, so we're going to go do that next. Then we'll come back to the other room and get the rest of those items in that area before heading out. So, get to your storage box, drop off your book, get the healing item, drop off the magazine, drop off the handgun, and then pretty much we're gonna grab. Go ahead and grab your grenade shells. We essentially won't really need to worry too much beyond certain uses at this point, because we'll pretty much be in good standing to finish anybody else that becomes a potential threat. Now head back into this corridor. And we're gonna drop this zombie right away. Easy work. No more zombie action in this corridor. That gives us a bit of breathing room to navigate up here. Now, I don't know if hunters will occupy the area, but I don't think that is the case. So head up the stairs here, past the armor key, trap, the back, and use the helmet key, discard it, and let's head on through and take care of this asshole. Directly in front of us will be a couple of green herbs. You can grab them if you want. We'll use the remaining two shells of the flame rounds in this grenade launcher, and then we'll switch over to the, we'll reload it with the explosive shells. All right, here we go. Reload the grenade launcher with the explosive shells. He almost got me. He tried to get a bite, but he got one bite, and that's the only goddamn bite he was going to get. Nope. So once we dispatch the snake, we're going to head back around and grab the Doom Book Volume 2. This will essentially get us to the lab area much later in the game. Go ahead and use those 2 green herbs to basically heal yourself fully, and that will conclude that. And now we can get back to the other area and get those last remaining resources. How many shells did that take, just out of curiosity? 3, 2, 5. Okay, so we got 5 explosive shells we used. And then we had the existential 2 flame shells we used. So it didn't really take really a lot. I think it takes a lot more than that in the harder difficulty. But, I mean, not too bad. I think acid shells work better with Snake, though. That's, maybe I'm wrong. I need to look it up. But we at least got those used up and pretty much done with. So, go ahead and equip your shotgun, and we'll head into we'll head to the far end of this corridor and get those other items we need. So head through the door, and obviously we'll have the one zombie in this hallway. We can easily dispatch him with a shotgun blast to the head or the leg. It doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong way. Head into the room, though, first, before we get into that. And you will find acid shells as well as shotgun shells. But before we grab those, we want to grab the red and green herb out here and mix them, because we will probably not have enough inventory space. Matter of fact, I don't think we'll have any inventory space even if we grab them, because we still got to grab the battery, so. We're going to leave the green and red herb here. If you really need it, take it. You'll have to make a trip back to get it, but I'm not going to go running all the way back just to drop off one of those things, so we're going to leave that. We got plenty of healing items. We're just going to leave that one here. Not normally what I would see myself doing, but given the circumstances, I can't see myself making a special trip back there. I was kind of hoping it would just be 2 double I was kind of hoping it would be 2 sets of shotgun shells, but it seems like they decided to give us acid shells for the grenade launcher and shotgun shells. So we're going to take these and we're going to take our leave. Maybe if I come back after the caves, I can take a visit here. Obviously, though, if I do, I'll have to deal with a Crimson Head because this one will be reanimated and running around like a lunatic. But I'll think about it and go from there. So grab these items, including the battery, and make your way back. So head through this side area here, and this will essentially get us to go to the storage room. And we're going to drop off all these herbs and resources that we otherwise don't need. First, we're going to drop off the shotgun shells. We don't need those. Drop off the acid shells. We don't need those. Drop off the Doom book. We don't need that. But we'll take the square crank, though. Swap out the 3 for the 2 green herbs. And then go ahead and grab... Go ahead and grab the Magnum as well. And that should pretty much set us up. We'll get more Magnum shells, I believe, in the lower levels of the caves, as well as additional shotgun shells. So we're kind of stock. Well, actually, no. We'll drop off the grenade launcher because we're not going to need the grenade launcher for a little while until we start fighting the Black Tiger. But by then, hopefully, we'll have napalm shells because napalm shells are the better option. So drop off the grenade launcher, too, while you're at it. And then we're going to keep moving. Now make your way back to the first floor West Wing area. Don't know if there'll be hunters in here. I don't think so. I know that if you took the door from the kitchen up to the first floor, you would run into a hunter, but we'll see. Maybe we won't have that issue here. I doubt it, but we'll see. Doesn't look like it. Because this door would be gone because the hunter smashed it. But since the hunter, we didn't take this route, we don't have to deal with the hunter yet. So we've essentially avoided that encounter by taking the route we did. So head back to the East Wing and make your way back to the courtyard from the back of the mansion. We're heading to the cave system now. We're gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and take a different route. We'll take the route through the second floor East Wing this time. So once we've gotten here, head through the doors and then out the back door entrance, just like we did before earlier. I do not know if there's a hunter out here. I don't think so, so fuck it. Ooh, got scratched. Now, we'll hope, cross your fingers we don't get poisoned by these snakes, but we'll see what happens. So, let's go for broke on this one. Yep, we got bit. We didn't get poisoned, though, thank goodness. But you see, that's what I mean. You always run the risk of potentially getting bit in some manner or whatever have you. It's kind of hit and miss, you know, so it's really depends on how lucky you are as a player. So upon entering here, obviously we'll have dogs. We want to avoid them, but we're going to try to drop them. Oh, she got us. Stun them, and then basically finish him off with a shotgun blast. A single shotgun blast should kill the dog. And that'll do it. So once we get here, use the battery, and then board the elevator. The assault shotgun is like a single shot weapon for dogs. So while the traditional generic shotgun would take more than one shot, the assault shotgun has the capacity of delivering a kill shot each and every time if you get at a good close proximity. Longer range, obviously, 2 shots. If you get that dog right up nice and tight on you, you can pretty much get an easy kill shot. So head back here and use the crank to lower the levee and stop the flow of water. So once we've lowered the levee, double back and head back to the elevator and take it down to the lower courtyard area. Wait just a second. Alright, so there's nothing really much else we can grab. Alright, so now head down into the newly opened path to this cave area and descend the ladder. So, once we get in here, a couple things we're going to do is we're going to definitely grab the abundance of shotgun shells we have in our possession. Because we're definitely going to have a good comforting supply of firepower that we can use here. We're not going to need the square crank anymore, so we're going to go ahead and ditch that. Kind of wish we could just throw it away in our inventory versus holding on to the shit. I mean, what else are we going to use it for? We've used all the things we can think of for it. Enter the room to your right, and then head further into the cavernous area. Obviously, there's not going to be... Check your map, and you'll see that there is nothing to grab on the right. If there was the room... If this area was red, that means there's shotgun shells on the right. In this instance, there is no shells. So just continue around to the left, and proceed into the elevator/quarry area next. Grab the magazine. Probably dropped by Enrico. Head further over here to the elevator's control panel and grab the shaft. Then proceed further along into the cavernous area over here to grab the other magazine, likely also dropped by Enrico. That will drop some more ammo than Carter's got liver pills. And then head through the door. And we will find Enrico.
Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Stop! Are you with anybody, Jill?
No, but why?
The stars are finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Enrico!
It was actually a nice shot. Left side, heart. So that was a kill shot for sure. And then check Enrico's body and you'll find the hex crank. Excuse me. Get your magnum ready because we'll be beset by hunters the second you turn the corner. Now, obviously, there won't be any hunters here, but the next neighboring tunnel, which we navigated, there will be not one but two hunters further up the ways, leading to the next stage area. Oh, no, you don't. You ain't cutting my head off. The second you hear that shriek where he's got his hand ready, that is a good warning. That's a warning indicator that he's going to try to take your head off. So you want to avoid that. Drop him as fast as possible. Or at the very least, stun him to where he can't execute it. Obviously, we didn't get the other shot on the Magnum, but that was because, this asshole was going to try to take my head. So, yeah, be wary about that. Even if you're not in caution status, hunters can execute their finishing kill move no matter what. Pretty evident in the instance of that you don't want to have that fucking happen. So be on your guard for that. We're going to go ahead and grab the grenade launcher. We're going to go ahead and put away our shaft as well. And take one of the green and blue herbs with us. Ink ribbons here on the left here. We'll go ahead and take those. We'll save our game real quick. We'll be coming back to this area anyway. We're just going to get the other part for the shaft to gain access to the elevator. So drop the ink ribbons away inside the item storage box. And let's get to work. Ignore the herb down there. We're not going to need that unless we absolutely do need it. Well, we could take it with us, actually, because we have 2 green herbs in our inventory, so we could mix it. This fucking camera. There. Now you'll turn the room with the hex crank. Head down here, grab the green herb, and go ahead and mix it. Head further up into the tunnel, and you will find that the boulder is in our way. And again, like a typical thing, we need to basically get them. Man, we got a lot of stun items. Look at this shit. 5 daggers and 4 stun batteries. Let's go ahead and switch up to the daggers for a little while. And then we're going to run all the way back, avoid the boulder. I'm sorry. That's just something incredibly off-putting, hearing her pant like that when you close your eyes and you're hearing it in your ears. That just does not sound right. I said what I said. Anyway, head on through and let's get to work on taking down the Black Tiger. Oh, mother of mercy. Now, obviously, we don't have any flame shells to really weaken this asshole, so we're gonna have to use what we got. Grenade shells, here we go. You may get bit, you may get poisoned, it doesn't matter. We'll deal with it regardless. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Alright, we are poisoned and we're in danger. We gotta get that taken care of. Oh, come on, what are you doing? Ugh. Son of a bitch. I don't know why I was trying to aim at with the grenade launcher up, but he kept fucking missing entirely, so. Now we got the survival knife. We're gonna need that to basically carve our way through this webbed up door. Avoid the poison, and then use the knife to basically cut the way through. We're gonna take our leave though. We're gonna head back to the storage box and drop off the grenade launcher, as we're not going to really need it, and we're going to need some space for the other items in question. Out here, you'll have a hunter in your way. Oh, no, you won't have a hunter in your way. Okay, I thought there would be, but it doesn't look like it. So head back through and just drop off the grenade launcher in question. And the survival knife too, if you so want to. And that should, well, we'll go ahead and grab, we'll take the Magnum shells in the event that we end up dispatching another hunter. We'll go ahead and also load the acid shells into the grenade launcher the next time we plan to use it. That was a stupid, I wasted, I think I wasted like 3 shells. I was very not happy about that. I try not to waste shells. I mean, even though I know I got shitloads of shotgun ammo, I don't want to get in the habit of doing that because, God forbid, I play this on hard difficulty or real survival. I'm not going to have that privilege of doing that and reloading it on stream again and again and again. I don't play like that. So heading into here, the other spider will be gone. I think he only appears with the boss. But other than that, you really don't encounter the spiders beyond that at that preliminary stage. Here we have the blue herbs. We'll go ahead and take them when we come back. Or we'll take at least one of them, maybe. And head on through the door here. Now it goes without saying that this is also going to be another trap-style door. So we're going to want to use the hex crank to turn this room, and then make our way. We can't run into that room there, so we have to do it the smart way. We have to basically use it to turn the room 2 complete times, and then we can run into the room when the boulder comes careening toward our position. So be ready as soon as you exit the menu, the boulder will start careening. Get out of harm's way, and that will be done. Head further down the tunnel where the boulder was, and you will find a first aid box. Open it, and inside will be some first aid spray. Now we'll head into here and get the other part of the elevator's fuse system with the shaft. So we're going to go ahead and basically do what we did with Chris. We need to get this thing to face the opposite direction and put it in that empty alcove space there. To do that, we need to push it way down here in front of this discolored wall, which will enable us to force it from the wall with the hex crank. Once it is forced from the wall, retract it with the hex crank. Then we're going to push it onto this stone turntable piece in the floor, which will rotate it. And push it again off the turntable. And push it back on it. Now we can push it into the alcove if you've got it in the right position. You may need to adjust a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, but in this case I think we got it spot on. We did. Awesome. Inside, grab the cylinder. Combine the cylinder with the shaft once we get it back to the storage box. Now we remember also the password that is essentially for that. It is 4321, I think. Roman numerals essentially, but you can pretty much identify them from rotating the cylinder and the shaft once you've combined them to basically get their Roman numerals to line up accordingly. And that will be the answer for the code you want to enter to get the elevator working. No hunters. I'm not complaining. I'll take it. Matter of fact, that's actually kind of a good thing. Actually, I'll put away my magnum shells and stuff because I won't need that. We'll go ahead and take out the shaft, the shaft for the cylinder though, and we'll also take out. Oh, there we go. Green and red herb right there. Combine the shaft and the cylinder, mix the green and red and blue herbs, and that will pretty much be that. Now we can drop those off. We can drop off the hex crank, and we pretty much can just go ahead and pick up the shotgun shells, which is essentially all I'm going to take with me, is just strictly shotgun shells at this point going forward. Yeah, that'll be it. So let's get to the elevator and let's get this party rolling as we enter into the lower caves below us as well. Getting hungry. Need to think, what do I want to do for food? Probably make some hot dogs. Or maybe I'll just have a bowl of cereal. I don't know. I'll think of something. So head over here and use the cylinder and shaft combined, and then enter the code 4321. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not I think it's 4231. I actually did it wrong. Never mind. My bad. 4231. I fucked up. That's on me. There we go. So once you've established power and the elevator is risen to the optimal levels of using it, head over to the elevator to use it, and you will be greeted with a cutscene as Barry decides to join you.
Jill!
Barry? Thank God you're safe.
You too, Jill. A noise I heard brought me down here, but I didn't expect to find a place like this. Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
There's
Now-
only one way to find out.
He's lying. A noise did not bring him down here. He was sent down here. Basically by the person who killed Enrico, which we all fucking know who that is.
What the hell is that sound? It could be a person. Jill, go check it out. We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, Barry. But to be fair, Barry's not really wholesomely responsible for what he's done. So we'll cut Big Bear a break. So once he says to go check it out, we're gonna do just that. Take your shotgun out and just head further ahead, and you'll hear a door shut. And that will basically be the indications of Lisa Trevor joining us here. So we obviously will be at a disadvantage to fight her ass, but we need to basically to get our way out of here. So head up here, grab the green and red herb on the ground, which we will use in the event we get kind of fucked up by her. And then head the door to the left. And we're going to use that same thing what we did with Chris. We need to use the gondola to get the materials down to the lower level, essentially, to get them smashed and get the item out of it to basically get out of here. Now, I'm pretty sure the go-to theory... Well, why don't you just go back to Barry? Well, when we get back to Barry, Barry's effectively going to leave us down there by taking the elevator back up and trapping us down there. With Chris, the battery, the machine, the console would essentially short out, and we would be trapped down there by default because it's shorted out. But in this instance, Barry is going to basically double-cross us and leave us down here. So we need to get our own way out. So we're getting that set up in the event that that does happen. If we actually went back to Barry and did that, though, he would ultimately just take the elevator and leave us down there. Even despite Jill protesting, "Barry, where you?" and literally leave him down here. And I suspect that was not something he really wanted to do, but something he was told to do. But I bet he didn't bank on Jill finding a way out in the end, regardless. So, once we've sent the gondola down with the materials in question with what we need, we're going to head back out and we're going to make our way around and past Lisa. There's really no point in you equipping a weapon because you can put Lisa down, but she'll just take a 30 or 15 second nap of healing herself, and then she'll get right back up and keep coming.
Barry!
You're a dickhead, Barry. But I also know it's not his fault, so... But head over here, and we're going to drop off the Magnum shells, and we're going to drop off the handgun magazine as well. And make our way down to the lower level here, to the gondola, where we essentially sent that box And we're going to use the trash compactor here to smash it and get the broken flamethrower unit out of it. To essentially open up the back path that was inaccessible. Welcome to the stream, viewer. Hope you're having a good afternoon. What'd you have for lunch? Go ahead and use the compactor to smash the materials. And inside we will find the broken flamethrower. So now we'll drop down here and we will grab the broken flamethrower, which will be our way out. So let's get back upstairs, climb the ladder, and get ourselves back upstairs to get the hell out of these caves. So Lisa will be there and she will be pursuing us from that point. Either way you go, she makes an appearance at that junction. So if you go left, she'll appear there. If you go right by the switch, she'll appear here. Essentially, we want to get to the switch, so we purposely went left temporarily to get her to appear there so we could get to this easy and fast. Now, we got a couple seconds, get down the steps and deviate to the left. Avoid Lisa's attack if it at all comes, and then use the elevator, use the fireplace to essentially the fire flamethrower, and get the door open. Upon getting the door open, we'll have our path leading us back through Lisa's hidden sanctum. It's kind of hard to believe this poor girl living here well into adulthood for 30 fucking years alone. I mean, head through the water here and the flooded area here, and you will find the jewelry box to the left and go ahead and open it. Inside we'll have a family photo as well as a stone ring, which we all know this will basically help us get to the underground passage area of the mansion's main hall. Blue herbs will be on the right over here, but given the circumstances of our health, we don't really need them except for one. One blue herb and one green herb. Take the blue herb and the green herb if you need them. I don't necessarily need, well, actually I do need them. I'm hurt. But mix them. Mix the red and green herb with the blue herb. Use the green herb to heal, and we are at full health. Then head to the left passage, climb the ladder, and we will be back at the cabin and the farthest reaches of the woods beyond the mansion. Barry's little attempt to trap us in the cave system has not panned out with fruit like I think he would have hoped. So go ahead and grab the metal object that was in your inventory, combine it, and we're going to make our way back to the mansion from the cabin. And I think I am actually going to keep playing. I would normally stop the stream, but I think we're just going to push on through. We're at a 1 hour and 39-minute mark, and I think within another hour we'll be heading to the lab, and we can easily beat this in 2 parts, as opposed to the traditional 3 parts that we did with Chris. Chris is a little bit harder, so we knew that was going to happen, but Jill is a little bit smoother and faster. So avoid the zombie here on the path, and just proceed through. Make your way to the cemetery area here, behind the mansion. Obviously, there'll be a zombie in front of us. You can easily avoid him and hustle on through. I'm also not going to go and get that red and green herb from the second floor west wing hallway that we left behind. I'm just going to leave it. We got plenty of healing items. So we'll absolve ourselves of any pressures involved in that segment to go about that process. So once we get here, we're going to go ahead and head back through the cabin area here. Garden shed, if you will. Grab the emblem stone metal piece from this door. This will essentially lock the door leading to the courtyard. But all the more reason for us to proceed and get the basement level doors underneath the stairwell in the main hall of the mansion and accessible. So head through the art room door and then take the gate outside and then take the hidden door behind the mural in the main hall. It's the fastest way there. So upon entering the main hall, we're going to head down the stairs now and take a left and then use the insignias to open up the way forward. And of course, good old Lisa. You know, I find it incredible how this bitch seems to show up in every possible way in areas that otherwise she wouldn't have had access to. I don't know. Unless she's able to jump walls or something. But it doesn't matter. We're going to deal with her all the same. So head down the stairs and we're going to grab, obviously we got our shotgun shells and shit. That's what we want. Grab the green herbs and go ahead and grab the 2 books that we need. We're not going to take any of the other items with us quite just yet because essentially we really won't need them. Grab, open the books, inside get the medals of the wolf and the eagle, respectively. And then head down the steps. Have your shotgun ready, because we're going to help out good old Barry with this fight. You'll be given a choice on whether to basically give him. We'll have a little interaction, but we will be surprised by Lisa, and then he will ask for his gun back, which you will, of course, have taken from him. Now, depending on what you choose, we'll give you 1 or 2 possible endings. The negative ending would be to not give him his gun back, in which case Lisa will kill him, and he will fall to his death. If you do give him his gun back, you essentially will give him a defensive means to fight back against Lisa, but he will still be possible to be killed if Lisa hits him hard enough and knocks him from over the edge of this drop-off. So it is imperative that if you are going for the best ending, you do not let that happen. Barry can get killed in 1 or 2 ways, essentially. The one being killed by Lisa and falling to his death. And then the second way is at the very final boss fight with the Tyrant, where if the Tyrant picks him up and you do not shoot the Tyrant, he will kill Barry right there on the helipad. So just bear that in mind. If you're going for the best ending, these are 2 events you do not want to have happen. So heading down the stairs now, we'll have the ladder in front of us. we will descend that, where we will get the cutscene confrontation of Mr. Burton.
Jill, you're alive. I was worried, because I thought
I bet you were.
Start talking.
Calm down.
Nice
I didn't want
disarm
to. Believe me,
tactic.
I can explain.
Don't lie to me.
One-handed, too. That was awesome. One-handed, just, like, twisted it, boom, like, ready. Now here comes Lisa. She's mad.
No time to talk. Jill, hand me my gun.
So give him back his goddamn gun and keep him alive. You want to get rid of her. So let's see what we can do. Now, you can shoot her and send her falling to her death, but we don't want to do that. I mean, I could do that, but that's not what I really want to do. We'll give her what she wants. She wants her mother's head, so let's give her her mother's head. It's probably the closest goddamn thing she's gonna have for serenity. I feel so bad for this character. The sad character. Now, upon completing that, essentially, she will drop off and we'll never see her again. Technically, she does not die. Like I said, in Resident Evil Dark's Umbrella Chronicles, it is Wesker who actually has an encounter with her as he escapes the mansion. So, grab the family photo and go on and have a little chit-chat with Mr. Burton.
I don't believe that thing's really dead. Leave this place up to me and go on ahead.
Okay.
What bugs me about that sequence is the fact... Are we not going to talk about the fact that he left you trapped down in a lower cave's waterway system? I mean, did that just skedaddle out of your mind? Really, Jill? You're not going to mention anything? No? Okay. A bit suspect, but okay. Head over to one of these statues. I'm not sure which one is going to be the medal, but here we have the wolf medal, so obviously there's that. And we're going to head over here to the other medal. And that will open up the hidden elevator leading to the lab area. So head over here and descend the stairs. Welcome to the stream, viewer. So once we've descended the elevator, immediately head around and then down the other the next ladder into lower levels here. Grab the ink ribbon off the floor if you can. I'm not looking at the typewriter. So we'll go ahead and put away our shotgun shells, and we'll get out our handgun. We'll put away our green herbs, because we didn't really use any of them. I mean, it's... I'm definitely kind of glad, but I'm kind of annoyed that I'm doing so well with healing items, because I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. I hate having an abundance of certain items that I otherwise wouldn't really need. But we're gonna go ahead and grab the lighter too while you're at it. Where is it? Where is it? Lighter, where are you? Right. Where the hell is the lighter? I just saw it. There it is. Blind as a bat. Go ahead and save your game. And then we're going to put the item back in the storage box. Now we'll have a couple of zombies here that we want to drop. So that's essentially why I'm getting the kerosene ready, because I want to get them out of the way as fast as possible with minimal frustration. Easy shot. Green herbs here if you need them. Go ahead and grab them. Don't think we will, though. 2 shots wasted. So both these zombies will be dispatched. They won't be a problem. So we're going to burn their bodies. One doctor, the zombie in the lab coat here, will be first on the list. Head over here while he's burning, and you don't get hit by the fire. Grab the other system disk over here on this acid-burned desk. It looks like, it's ironic, because I think ultimately that was actually vomit from one of the zombies, because if you recall, some of these zombies do end up spewing their stomach acid as a forms of attack, especially if they're on a level like stairwell where they can't get to you. Grab the kerosene from the container and continue with the next area navigation. Got plenty of defensive weapons, so if you so desire, you can probably let a few zombies grab you and do some serious damage there as well. Just like that. Nope, not dead. If the fucker ain't dead, he'll get up right away before you even get a chance to light him on fire. He's got glasses and a watch on, so they really do go all out with designing zombie enemies. Go ahead and burn him. I'm not sure if there is anything here. Okay, well, looks like we got something here. So check the shelf here, and we have a dagger. Awesome. Now these doors here obviously will be locked by a lab key, or a power room key. Essentially, we can't get access to them quite just yet. We will eventually. Number one thing we want to do, though, is grab ourselves access to the security system. So if we recall the passwords for the previous playthrough with Chris, it should be pretty straightforward, the solution. John, Ada, and then the password in particular for this remaster version, remake version, whatever have you, is going to be cell, C-E-L-L. So go ahead and use the passwords in question. Kind of jumping ahead a little bit here, but we pretty much already have it figured out. So saves us time. Now we've unlocked B2 second floor. Let's open B3 for floor now as well. And then exit. Now that will conclude that piece of work, but we're going to want to go back here for a second because in here we will have two items in question. One will be a healing item, and then the other will be a stun gun item, I believe. Yep. And that will conclude this area for material that we need to collect. So, head out. We're going to make a quick stop upstairs. And drop off a few of these items. All the zombies in this area, as well as the other area above us, will essentially be dispatched. So we don't need to worry about them being much of a threat anymore. So head up the stairs. And let's go drop off. Let's see what's inside this medicine, this first aid thing, though, first. There was a green herb inside, so we'll go ahead and use that if we need to. Which we did. We took a little damage, so we got rid of it. Free inventory space. Head down here. Get your last kerosene refill here. And we're going to drop off the magnum shells. And I think the shotgun might as well. We got plenty of... We don't really need to carry the shotgun with us. We got plenty of handgun ammo. We got plenty of defensive measures. So we have lots of defensive items as well as plenty of handgun ammo. So we'll, lower the artillery we need to take with us. Head back down the stairs, and we're going to investigate those two neighboring rooms to the right, just beyond the prison. So head through here. We can grab the first aid item if you want to. I don't think we'll really need it, but just to get it out of our sight, out of mind. We're going to be going back to the storage room anyway, because we need to access the visual data room. In here, obviously, we will have the X-ray prints in question, which we really don't need. The files pretty much self-explanatory. This is pretty much all that you will find in this room, is essentially just these X-ray items. But we just came for the file. We knew the password already, so we didn't really need to use the X-rays to figure it out. But head further down here to the security room, and we will have maybe 1 or 2 zombies in here. Maybe just the 1 zombie. But we'll go in here and get the... dispatch him. Grab the incendiary shells. And burn the body of the zombie that you just took down. And then over here, you're going to grab the slide filter. And over here, grab the fax. And then use the system disk to open one of the security locks to the prison. Note that we'll be back for this nitro fuel to get power restored to the lab area. So upon making your way back here, we're going to head to the visual data room now as well. Take a quick look at your inventory. I'm not sure if we'll need this. We'll go ahead and see what's inside it. 2 green herbs were inside, so we'll grab 1 green herb from here. We'll mix it just to say, yeah, we got it. So go ahead and grab it, mix it. Grab the other one if you so want to. I think I will, just to say that, yeah, I got it. And then we're going to go drop all this shit off. The shells, the lighter, the kerosene. We really won't need them at this point going forward. Zombies will not essentially be much of a threat in this, in the foreseeable scope of things to come. So drop off the herbs, drop off the shells, drop off the kerosene and the lighter. Matter of fact, take the shells and the grenade launcher and swap out your shells so we can get rid of those handful of zombies at the lower level. I don't think the naked zombies wandering around, I don't think per se they will turn into crimson heads. I'm not sure. I'm going to find out, and I'm going to kill one of them in the area once we get the lab key. First things first, though, get to the visual data room. Right away, grab the first aid spray off the table. Grab the system disk off the shelf in the corner. Security, the map of the laboratory will be here. You can't really see it. Over here in this cabinet, though, we'll have the security protocols. Then head over here and use the slide projector. Now, once you get to this point, you'll notice this barcode thing. Now, the reason why we initially needed to get the red slide thing is essentially to eliminate some of these numbers to effectively see it. So, pretty much what you're going to want is to use the cartridge slide, which will give it this red hueish color. And there is our password, 8462. That's essentially the importance of the slide. So if you don't get it, it's kind of important you do get it because it's going to have the password for you to get this door open. So, or just write it down. And that will open up the patch. Security room will lift up and open. And you can head inside and grab the power room / lab key. We're not going to watch Kenneth's video. It's unnerving enough as it is. Oh, but over here on the shelf, don't forget these shotgun shells. Like you need any more, but yeah, be sure to grab them. Now return to the lower levels of the lab, B3 more specifically. And we're going to use this lab key to get the way open to us. First things first, open up this door first. And essentially, we're going to open up the other door as well. Then we're going to dispose of the key, but we're going to head through here. Because we're going to grab the shotgun shells, and we're going to use the system disk in equal measure and get them over and done with. So, upon entering here, you'll hear that you will obviously be dealing with some chimeras. So push this shelving out of the way and grab the shotgun shells. Then climb up through the shelving here. Inside this room, they will find nothing, so there's nothing really to concern yourself with grabbing. Go ahead and jump through this shelving room here, and this will drop you into this room here, which is the morgue. grab the stun battery here. Ooh! His head popped like a balloon. I didn't even use a magnum. It sounded like a magnum shot, didn't it? Use the system disk on the second lock, and that will get you the passcode and lift that lock as well. And then that will basically conclude our search of this area, which we can now push the shelving over and get out. Now, upon entering this room, obviously this hallway will have 1 or 2 zombies inside it. We're going to head into the storage room, though, first. Grab the first aid spray from the table and the grenade shells from the floor. And the ink ribbons from the table, if you so want to. And then we're going to drop our pistol, and we're going to grab our magnum. Time to bust some bug heads. So grab the magnum shells, and then grab the magnum itself with a single shell in it loaded already. Grab the grenades, drop them off. Take 1 healing item with you. We're going to take our first aid spray with us, and we're going to drop off these other shells, shotgun shells. Once we find out where we put them. There they are. 34 shells. I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous. We got all this firepower. We'll take the grenade launcher with us, though, because we'll essentially use that to burn the bodies of these zombies out here. I was going to test to see about the naked zombie, if it will come back as a Crimson Head, but, you know, why screw around? Why not just finish it? So, burn that zombie, and burn this zombie. Flame shells are a nice little handy tool. I think that's probably why you don't get very many of them, because they are the benefits to burning zombies easily in that capacity. So get your magnum ready, and drop the bugs that you find. Go ahead and take the fuel capsule with you. So we need to go get some fuel for this thing. Before we do that, we're going to kill a couple more of these chimeras just to make sure they don't appear and give us a hard time when we're running around with an explosive element in our possession. I essentially did that because I don't want to have to come back through here and then get ambushed by chimeras, and then one hit, you know, punches my ticket, and then I got to do it all over again. We also got to grab one more thing from the storage unit, which is basically the last system disk, which we forgot to grab earlier. So we're going to head in here and grab that real quick. So head to the storage unit and grab that system disk. And now we're free and clear to go about our business. Now it's important to remember, you do not want to run when you're having this thing. If you run, this thing will blow up and it will kill you. If you get hit, it will blow up and it will kill you. So make sure all enemies, if you're playing on any difficulty, easy, very easy, normal, hard, real survival, even invisible enemy, you want to make sure the enemies are all dead. I don't care if it's a zombie, a chimera, you want to make sure they're dead. If they surprise you and they get a hit on you, it is game over, and you better have saved, because it is going to be a painful reload to run all the way back. Thankfully, I am not too concerned about it. And I think ultimately I should be able to get through this pretty easy. That's why I'm getting in the habit of using the D-pad right now, because I don't want to get killed. I don't want to run incidentally with the frickin' damn thing. So, just go to the fuel injector and it will put the capsule inside automatically, and you can pretty much get your fuel that way. Running could result in a fatal explosion, so do not fucking run. Walk. Have your magnum ready. If somebody surprises you, blow them away before they get a hit on you. I'm not sure if it counts if they grab you either. That would be a curious thing. If you get grabbed, you get killed. That would be an interesting thing. I think I got bit. Well, I think I remember a long time ago when I played this, I got bit. I didn't have a defensive item. I think I was playing real survival, and I got bit and I got dead because it blew up. And it was kind of funny at the time, because me and my friends were playing. Me and my friends were taking turns playing games, and my turn was evident, and that's what happened. Everybody was either eating pizza or laughing, and there was like it was a comedy moment for sure. So we'll have to walk our way back. So once we get to the fuel supply device, go ahead and use it, and that will no longer be a problem for you. You can move and run and jump and skip to your heart's content. So we're going to head into this next area now. We have power restored to the lab. Now we need to get the hookup back established with the elevator. Oh, I thought I would have stopped them there, but I guess not. Use the system disk to get the last security lock released. Over here will be another stun battery, like we don't have enough already. Bastard. I figured it, I think I'm shooting the chimeras a little later than I normally would. I try to wait for them to do the animation effect where they jump down or try to grab you, but effectively it's just kind of hit and miss. Weird little fucker, isn't he? Bang, bang, bang. So once you've dispatched all those enemies and you've reestablished power to the room and you've reconnected the elevator to the circuit, we can descend down to the lower level of basement level B4 and confront good old Mr. Albert Wesker. But before we get down that far, we're going to do a few things here. Number one is we're going to take some healing items with us. In this case, some herbs. And maybe some acid shells. You pretty much got a lot of defensive means to protect yourself. You got a fully loaded magnum as well as these. So, I mean, and then on top of that, we'll be taking the shotgun with us to the helipad if we don't use any of these. Or we're not out of these. I don't think that'll be the case of it, though. But before we get into that, we're going to head back to check on the prison locked door, and we will find Chris in prison there. We obviously didn't do that with Chris checking on to find Jill there, but we're going to definitely do that for the case of Jill finding Chris, because we're only going to have to do 2 parts to this video, and essentially I'm pretty pleased with that. We're only at 2 hours and 16 minutes, so I'm pretty happy with that. And we still got plenty of time on the clock, so let's take advantage of it. Go ahead and activate the locks, release the locks one by one. 1, 2, 3. Once the lock is released, head into the room and then descend the stairs to the prison area. I'm a little bit perplexed why the camera would be broken. How is Wesker going to keep tabs on him? I mean, I know he's got a camera monitoring him in the prison room, in the cell, but what about people coming down here to, you know, like Jill?
Jill?
Chris, you're alive!
Of course I'm alive. Jill, there's something big going down, and I don't think we're part of the equation.
I have to get you out of here. Ugh, it won't open. Wait, I'll be back to get you out.
Okay, no sightseeing though.
Ironically, you could get the the other 2 endings, which do not include Chris, essentially would include Jill getting out alone. Barry would have to be killed at the helipad, or perhaps in the fight with Lisa Trevor. And that would enable you to get just Jill ending. And then the other one essentially would include Jill getting out with Barry alone, but in both cases of those endings, you cannot save Chris. Leave him behind. So, not really a fan of doing those, but, I mean, they're part of the sequence of, like, the 4 possible endings you get per character. It's Jill and Barry, Jill and Chris, just Jill, or Jill, Barry, and Chris. And with Chris, it is just Chris, Chris and Rebecca, Chris and Jill, or Chris, Jill, and Rebecca. So, any number of those ways, you could pretty much pursue that and get a completely different ending, far removed from the previous 3. So head over here, activate the power for the elevator. Elevator will power up, and Barry will show up.
You could have at least waited up for me, you know?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for you. Are you crazy? Fucking hell. Now, upon disembarking from the elevator, right to your left, grab the shotgun shells here. And then just head down and around. And through the lab's biohazard door.
Wesker!
Thank you, Barry.
Well, what do you know?
Oh, don't blame Barry for everything. I hear that his better half and 2 lovely daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
Wesker, you're pathetic.
Well, you shouldn't worry too much, dear. You'll be free of all this anyway.
Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, That's Umbrella's intention.
You're just a slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl. But I think you misunderstand me. The things you mentioned are nothing. I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry?
You gotta love Barry. He must really be afraid of Umbrella.
You and Umbrella took his family, you bastard. Oh!
Umbrella? Well, I used some carrots and sticks to cow him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used Barry for my personal interests. Though both you and Barry seem to think I was following Umbrella's orders.
What? What are you planning?
I guess it's time for show and tell. It's magnificent.
For the sake of this thing.
You know, I hate goodbyes.
Barry!
Forgive me.
No, you're not to blame. It's Umbrella and Wesker.
Even if it meant my family, I couldn't bear turning my back on my friends again. Shit!
I'm sorry, but a 357 to the shoulder, that should have punched Wesker's ticket right there on principle. Oof. That guy's got a mean swing.
Damn it!
Jill and Barry together. In hell.
You want a piece of me?
You're first.
What? Premature.
And him too.
No, Barry! You viral cultured freak.
He's like, bitch, what'd you say to me? That look, you see that look? He just like, bitch, what'd you say to me? It's awesome. So we're gonna grab the grenade launcher and just pepper him. Burn that bitch. Burn his ass. And if that doesn't do it, one magnum shot should. Two, in this case. You viral cultured freak. I mean, he fucking felt that. He's like, bitch, what'd you say to me? He just turns his head towards her like real slow like and shit. Over here will be the emergency lock for the door. Go ahead and release it. The Tyrant will be dispatched. Wesker will be obviously over here. He's not really dead, he's just knocked unconscious, but we're gonna pay a little visit to the power room when the shit hits the fan, so grab the file off his person and then head over here and check on Barry.
Barry! Barry! You're okay.
Jill, sorry. That was careless of me. Wesker.
He's gone.
First, let's just get out of here.
Now, I'm a little bit perplexed as to how the hell he manages to get up and get out of there without her noticing. I mean, he's not exactly gonna move like a ninja in and out of those little tubes of formaldehyde.
System has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately. Deactivating and releasing.
Wesker must have set it off. Let's hurry.
So with the triggering system activated, we've got ourselves to the end game here. We're both packing a Magnum. I love that. She's got one, he's got one. But we're not going to need it much longer because we're going to be using up our shells for the Magnum. So once we get out the elevator, Barry will split company with you and get to the upper level. But we're going to pay a quick visit over to the control room not the control room, but the power room. And I think we'll probably find Wesker there, dead, killed by chimeras, like we did in the Outbreak version, the OG version, not the Outbreak version, the OG version of the game. If you go through this passage here and make your way to the activation for the self-destruct system, you will find him here. Matter of fact, we'll take extra effort to find it, just to be sure. Where are you, Wesker? Oh, you're not here? Huh. That is curious. We usually find him here, don't we? That terminal would be here. That is weird. Not sure really why he wouldn't be here, but he should be. We'll check the other areas surrounding this one area here on our way out before we look, because he should be here. His body should be here, because he usually, in canon, he gets killed in this area, and he's not here. That is a fucking trip. Well, I thought it was he would have been here, but it doesn't seem like that was the case. So we're pretty much got full we got the full reign to get out of here now. So let's make our way back to Chris and go get him from the prison cell. So head inside the prison cell, which has now been unlocked because of the self-destruct system, and then get Chris.
Jill.
Sorry about the wait.
So everything's taken care of?
Well, almost. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Come on, let's go.
Now, once we get here, we're going to grab a few things. We're going to grab, obviously, a good couple of these healing items. We're not going to take the Magnum with us. We could. We're not going to, though. We got 6 shells for the acid. We got 6 acid shells for the grenade launcher. And we got a shitload of shotgun ammo. So, yeah, you got plenty of means and methods to basically getting ahead of ourselves in terms of a threat. So we're gonna grab the. We're not even gonna need that much in the way of healing items, to be honest with you. So we're just gonna grab these, and that will be it. Jill gives us such an easy time. I mean, I really feel kind of annoyed that it's not giving me the hair biting pressure. So I'm looking forward to playing real survival, because it's going to be really, really pushing the envelope on that. So upon entering here, go ahead and grab the other shotgun shells if you want to. You don't really need to. I mean, we're fucking swimming in ammo, so. But we're gonna get right down here and have the next cutscene.
If there's anyone alive, contact me now or just give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last chance.
So once you get here, Barry and Chris will come around and join you, and then head further down this tunnel where we'll get the fuse for the elevator and use it to get power back to the elevator.
Detonation.
Damn it! We're almost there! Jill, you just get in contact with Brad.
No!
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
Chris!
Would you let me have my moments too?
All right. We'll rendezvous at the heliport.
So once they have taken up the position to defend you and give you some time, you'll head up the elevator just like Chris would, with Rebecca and Jill covering for him as well. So grab the elevator, grab the signal rocket, and let's get this party started.
Jill!
You made it.
Knocks Chris unconscious. And he will be having to reload. Now this is where you want to keep him alive. Let him go, asshole. Come get me. A bitch slap.
Jill, use it!
And that'll be all she wrote for the big boy. Brad will now land the helicopter, and that will conclude the game standard difficulty for Jill Valentine. Boom. Yeah, I think she's earned her sleep. She's been running nonstop while you were sitting your ass in a cell. And then Barry's over here checking his ammunition and the state of his gun. I got to give him props because you know what? He was actually pretty solid of a character, aside from the fact that he tried to fucking get us killed that 1 or 2 times. But, I mean, you know, what are you going to do? You can't really hate on the guy. So.
Jill, you did a fine job.
We did that in 5 hours and 17 minutes. We killed a little bit less of enemies. We used a little bit less in ink ribbons. And we used a little less in the way of ammo. But to be fair, we actually had a lot going for us. We had easier means of getting the shotgun. Solved a few areas a little faster. And the added benefit of having the resources, such as her extra pockets and the lockpick, made it a breeze of easierness. I'm pretty sure, though, that would have been actually a lot better or a lot worse because I had to replay the game to accommodate for the lost timetable of overwriting my previous save game data, but not a bad outcome. So let's see what we get. Obviously, we got real survival mode, and we got the closet key, and that will pretty much be that. Now, if you complete the game again with either character, doesn't really matter what. If you complete the game again with them on once again, if you that game mode once again, basically you can play any one of the difficulties. But if you complete the game again, you essentially get access to the game mode in question of you get access to the bonus weapon of the Samurai Edge. The Samurai Edge is a semi-automatic, rapid-fire, infinite ammo pistol. It's a lot like the handgun with the traditional effect that it fires boom, 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 and it has infinite ammo. So beat the game on once again, and you get that weapon unlocked. To get the infinite rocket launcher, I think you need to beat it in under 3 hours. I'm not entirely sure. We need to check on that. But that is pretty much it. And that's not including, one dangerous zombie if you beat the same game with both Chris and Jill, which I'm not going to do because I don't fuck with that mode. I think it's an absolute asshole mode, and I hate it. Real survival obviously will be hard difficulty with the item boxes not linked, and that will be my next goal. I am giving it some thought, and I think I will attempt to do both Chris and Jill for that respective game mode. Jill, I think I will do first because it is a very hard mode, and I think I'll have an easier time with it with Jill. Chris will be a little bit harder, but I think playing with Jill will make it a little bit more of like a test bed kind of experiment to get comfortable and acclimated with my strategy surrounding what I want to do with it going forward, specifically with Jill in that fashion. So, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm gonna leave it. So, thank you very much for tuning in. That will conclude our playthrough of Jill on normal difficulty with Resident Evil, the remake. And considering the circumstances, I think that will be pretty good. I definitely think a harder difficulty is more for me because, as you saw, I had shitloads of ammo, I had shitloads of health. So resource management definitely is, normal is good for a relaxed game, but definitely wants a little bit more of a challenge of staying alive. So I'm going to definitely enjoy practicing that with hard difficulty. But the next time I stream, we'll be doing real survival with Jill Valentine. Now, I stress this again, real survival will consist of hard difficulty. Enemies will do a lot more damage. Enemies will be harder to kill. Ammo will be a little bit more scarce. Healing items will be a little bit more scarce. Manual aim will be the function. There will be no target. There will no be auto aiming with a direct representation of enemies in the area. What you see is what you get in terms of sight lines. So you need to have a clear shot. Also, you need to rotate your character so that your shots do connect. If the enemy's approaching from your left and you aim, you're not going to immediately aim at them. You need to physically turn in their direction and aim. So that's about as old school as it gets. The other added effect of real survival that will make it challenging is, like in the previous streams I've mentioned, item boxes will not be linked. So if I leave my shotgun in the West Wing storage room uh, on the first floor, that is where I need to get my weapon. If I do the same thing with healing items, that is where I need to get my item. If I do it with key items for puzzles, that is where they need to go to them. So you really have to be very strategic and have a very good memory inclination of where certain items are going to be relevantly used and where you want to drop them off. Otherwise, you're going to be doing a lot of running back and forth, and that is going to take a lot of time, and it's going to be a little bit challenging, especially in cases when you don't have the ammo to drop all the enemies in that area. So get comfortable with dodging enemies, get comfortable with not killing all your enemies, pick your battles wisely, and make good decisions, because you never know. If you leave one item behind, it's going to fuck you all up. And the same goes when you're actually going to the other areas. So what items you leave at the mansion are going to stay at the mansion. They're not going to come with you. So you may need to do a bit of legwork back and forth. I know I certainly had to do that with Chris. So, but that's pretty much going to conclude it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe and like this video. It definitely will help me out in the long term, but turn the notification bell on in your notifications to stay up to date when I stream next time. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, tips, or advice, leave them in the comment section and I will do my best to get to them. And that is going to be all of what I got. So I am Savage Squishy 86, and this is our ending of the live stream of Jill on her standard run with Resident Evil, the remake. I will see you guys next time.